Hey y'all, it's Coach. Today I'm coming to you to give you 3 powerful weight loss strategies that really don't take any effort. So I got thinking about this because this week I had 3 clients that finally got up to a point in their journey where they have seen some weight loss, but it started to stagnate and they're getting impatient. So rather than say, just keep going, we'll give you some practical, applicable advice. Number 1, and this is where I think one of the ladies was getting into trouble, is that you need to stop eating out. If you're serious about losing body fat, you gotta quit eating out. Why? Well, because you can't control the way things are prepared, even in a nice restaurant. Now everyone knows that fast food is bad for you, right? It's just highly processed. So if you're eating fast food, you're SOL anyway. You're not gonna see any results, more than likely. But even at nice restaurants, the problem is that the way that the meals are cooked are often in seed oils, okay? So you're talking like canola oil or vegetable oil. Well, because it tastes good, but it's also more affordable, it's cheap. So those trans fats wreak havoc on the body. They add to insulin resistance, and that's really the name of the game. When you become insulin resistant, you're not going to lose body fat, okay? And that can be an entire video on its own, and there's probably much better people to listen to speak on that. Number 2 is you need to manage your stress levels. As we become stressed out, especially if you're chronically stressed because of work, family, whatever, if you're not managing that properly, you're going to have an elevated level of cortisol. Okay, now cortisol, when elevated in your body, now it's a natural process, long story short, it's a natural process to have a certain level of cortisol in your body, especially after exercise or strenuous things, but you don't want that elevated all the time, because as it becomes elevated, it makes your body store fat and it will not release body fat. You can even be in a caloric deficit. Like, you can be dieting, you can be doing all the right things, but if you're chronically stressed, your body's not going to let go of any body fat. It's in that fight or flight mode, okay? And when you're in that sympathetically driven nervous system response because of your chronic stress, it's going to hang on to that body fat, right? Because it's thinking, I'm in survival mode. I have to cling on to this because I could be facing starvation or other dangers, in which case, our ancestors, it would indeed be useful to store extra body fat in times of famine, war, things like that, where you're unsure of where your next meal is going to come from. But in our modern age, where food is abundant, easy, you can have access to it really at any given time, this becomes a serious problem. So some strategies to manage our stress: meditation, deep breathing, prayer, thankfulness, journaling. These are all easy strategies, and again, that could be an entire video in and of itself, but manage your stress, okay? And the third and arguably most powerful strategy is intermittent fasting, okay? Now, going back to what I said before about insulin resistance, when you become insulin resistant, you are not going to lose weight, right? We have to help heal that, make you metabolically healthy first, and then your body's going to release body fat. So easy way of doing that is intermittent fasting. I do this every single day, and I can consistently control, either maintain or lose body weight as needed, simply by fasting. And I don't have like 100% perfect diet, okay? I usually will eat what I want on the weekends and in the evening. Well, this works because you're allowing your body time to recover. Just processing food, especially processing food all the time, takes a demand on the body, and what it does is it keeps your insulin levels elevated, okay? Now, as that happens, you need that to come back down, or your body is not going to be in a state where it can burn body fat, okay? It's just going to keep storing it, just much like the chronic stress, okay? You can't be in the sympathetic state all the time. Well, you can't have elevated levels of insulin all the time. So this helps manage it. What I do personally is I'll have my last meal about 8 I eat late because of just my job. I coach people late. And I won't have my first meal until 1 or 2 p.m. each day. And then I make that first meal like a true keto meal, meaning very, very low in carbs. Typically I will have some broccoli and a giant omelet, and I do that almost every day. And then in the evening, I'll eat just about whatever I want within reason, okay? And that allows me to still control my weight, as I stated previously. So, 3 things. 1, well, intermittent fasting, just like we talked about. 2, don't go to restaurants, okay? You need to prepare your meals at home so that way it can be cooked not in trans fat oils, not in the vegetable oils, which are extremely dangerous, okay? Those are really the two easiest ones in my opinion. And 3, the chronic stress I find is just managing the chronic stress rather. I think that's a longer issue for people, and maybe I'll do a video just on that. So avoid the restaurants, manage your stress, and intermittently fast. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below or write me an email. I'll be happy to get back to you.